afternoon, folks. I'm your host, aka Jim Lettuce. Some call me James, but some call me Jim Lettuce. We care about industry trends in technology and entertainment. This is the Temporary Space Show, formerly known as the official Temporary Space Podcast. That's kind of a mouthful, so we changed it. It's supposed to be a video show that has been postponed, so this month it's still going to be an audio podcast. On the show, we only care about two things, technology and entertainment, and how these two industries affect each other. You can watch all new episodes of the show on our official network channel. You can also download the podcast from Mixcloud. Just go to TemporarySpace.net. That's our website. As usual, I'll go over a list of topics based on articles I find on the internet, and I'll touch on the industry trends that I see, and I will make predictions based on those trends. Today we have two guests, not just one. We are promoting the epic fantasy created by none other than Jesse Pennington. How's it going?
Oh yeah, what's up, man? Thanks for having me.
No problem. He's here to promote his new book, Frostfoot, which can also be found on our website. But we also have a second guest, the editor, James Macintosh.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
How's it going? Good to have you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right. So we're going to take a short break, and then we'll get started. Alright, without further ado, let's get started. The first half of the show, we'd like to go through the topics, the things I want to talk about. I encourage discussion, so feel free to chime in. The first topic is, our franchises are running together. This is based on an article that talks about Sherlock Holmes, the TV show, the BBC one, with Cumberbunch. And it's about how our franchises are going together. He's slowly turning into James Bond, and I agree. But why? Why is this happening? Do y'all notice this?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I've been pretty current with the show. It's definitely taking that trend. It started off pretty traditional Holmes-ish, but in like a
there's more stunts.
Yeah.
And there's more. Like I remember he repels through a window at one point.
Oh, yeah, it's getting more and more dramatic.
And then, like, the Guy Ritchie one, he was, like, straight-up Krav Maga Batman style. And, the beginning of the second one with Robert Downey, there's a whole scene where it's like, what is this, Jason Bourne? Oh, yeah. And I didn't like it. But, I mean, I would agree that all of our franchises they're merging. Like, have you seen the new XXX trailer? The Vin Diesel movie?
I have not. Also.
But you're familiar with the old XXX movie, right?
Is Vin Diesel in this one?
Yep.
Yeah.
He is, okay.
But it looks like Fast and the Furious.
Okay.
And they're all the same. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Like when the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock came out, he was like basically playing Tony Stark, like a little bit, like same Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
But with an English accent.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But like bad boy, but super smart, so it's okay.
I mean, I think this is going to equal like a slowdown in movies. It's just going to we're waiting for something new.
Yeah.
We're going to end up with like a Twilight version of James Bond. Can you imagine what that would be, though?
That'd be awesome.
End of days.
Maybe. So, I don't know. Do y'all like the new Sherlock? The BBC version?
Oh, yeah. I like the new show. I watch it all the time, but it's...
I've only seen the first 3, like, the hour-long episodes.
Okay.
I haven't gotten all the way through it or caught up or whatever. I have no idea what they're even on, but I mean, I liked it. I thought it was cool from the start anyway.
And you said you watched it.
Oh, yeah, I watched all of it. Cumberbatch.
He's good, and I like Martin Freeman.
It's Bumble Snatch. Yeah, I like Martin Freeman.
Did you say Bumble Snatch?
Yeah.
Snatch.
Bumble Snatch. Well, that's all I've got to say for that one. Let's move on to the next one.
Sounds good.
Okay, VR plus movies equals success. There's this Alien movie, the new one, Ridley Scott's Alien Covenant. basically, if you saw Prometheus, that was a legitimate spin-off from the Alien series. Because I know Ridley Scott directed at least one of the Alien movies. And but they're making a VR version of it. Like, are y'all familiar with these VR movies?
No.
Because right now, like, VR is new, right? They talked about it in the 90s. It's better now, but they still don't know what to do with it. And so we have, like, you talked about the Batman VR game.
Oh yeah, I mean, game applications are.
But wasn't it like a demo of a game? It wasn't like a whole game, right?
Yeah, it's all they have is little demos for, like, for instance, Star Wars Battlefront. There's like a little demo, so you can pay like $20 to get this little demo VR thing, so you can see like what might be in the future.
How long is it? What are you paying for?
They're pretty short. I think the Star Wars one, it's like one flight mission where you're in an X-wing fighter, and then the Batman, you're going through like one.
Really disorienting.
Yeah, it's really not though. I was surprised because I was not for VR for a while.
Yeah.
I didn't think it would be that great, but after playing it and
so you like these? You don't feel like you wasted your money?
I didn't. It wasn't my money.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
So no, I didn't feel like I wasted.
If I had the money, I'd probably spring for it. But you know, right now it's like what, $1,000 or something.
No, you can buy them
cheaper.
refurbished for cheap.
Oh,
my brother-in-law got his for like $350 refurbished, like the headset and the headphones and everything, and then
pretty much everything.
The games are. I'm probably gonna wait until there are full games out though.
That's how I feel. I want to do it, but I want like a whole.
I don't want demos.
Yeah, demos. Yeah.
You gotta make it worth it.
Yeah, if you get a new one like the PS4 one, there's like a $500 bundle.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
That's like the cheapest one.
So now they're talking about making VR movies?
Yeah, see, they're making it's the same. They're at the same stage. They have these like little short movie versions of VR where it's basically like a 360 video that you can like.
That sounds pretty cool, actually.
It does sound cool, and like the new Resident Evil game is VR for the whole thing.
Oh, that's nice.
And so I don't know how I feel about the movies. I kind of want to wait till they have a whole movie.
Yeah.
But I mean, is there an interactive one where you can go to different rooms, or is it just like a roller coaster ride where you have to?
You're just there in the action.
Yeah.
If it's a movie, it's probably like a roller coaster. Because if there's any interaction, then it becomes a game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it'll be good. I think it's going to be very gimmicky and roller coastery now. But we'll see how it turns out. I'm more interested in surfing the web in VR.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine like a website set up like a room?
Oh yeah.
That you can
like that Futurama episode.
Sure. Which one?
Do you remember that one?
I don't.
It's one of the earlier ones. It's actually really good.
Yeah.
I remember because they go into the internet and it's like they have their virtual avatars.
I've seen the one where they're like,
no, that's a good one too though. So like they get their avatars or whatever, and they're walking down like these streets, and they can jump up and fly and stuff. Eventually, it leads to like them going to Leela's Cyclops planet.
Yeah, doesn't she get married to some guy?
Yeah, he's a shape-shifting alien. He becomes a Cyclops, and he has like 5 wives.
Oh yeah.
He's like a scam artist, sort of.
Yeah.
We're getting to that though.
Yeah.
Almost there.
What, becoming shape-shifting aliens?
No, just like the way they had VR, where you can hang out with people in VR rooms now.
Just give me Sword Art Online.
Well, that's the next step, right?
Will willingly be trapped in that game.
20 years from now, I'm sure.
Well, are y'all familiar with Star Citizen?
Yeah, my buddy was telling me about it. They've been working on it for a while now, haven't they?
It's like a universe. It's basically everything No Man's Sky said it was going to be.
Supposed to be.
Yeah. But they have VR support for that.
Okay.
And it's just, when do you draw the line? Because, okay, we play Destiny now, right? I'm so glad I'm back into that game. Thank you for getting me into it.
Yeah.
But, like, we were playing, and I thought, we weren't in the same room, but it felt like I hung out the other night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So how do you draw the line? What if people only see people through VR? Does that count as a social life?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean,
to a degree, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't necessarily need like physical contact or whatever.
Yeah, but what about like for kids to be on VR and
all the time?
Isn't that bad?
I'm as a parent, I'm definitely like kind
Yeah,
of
but
against
would
that
you-
initially. You know?
Yeah, you wouldn't want your kid to do that like all the
No,
time.
and they won't. Like hell no.
Okay.
They're gonna be outside learning the basic stuff. You know, they gotta learn like world physics first before they start messing around with the fake stuff.
Gotta go play street football.
Yeah,
Come home with some bruises.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you want people to develop skills, but hanging out in
Robbers,
VR is very
capture the
cool.
flag.
Very exciting. Yeah.
And you can have your own avatars, kind of like Sword Art Online.
Mm.
I like
Well, and
that.
there's another.
Go.
I think I told you about. There's another anime that's kind of set after Sword Art Online. It's called Excel World, where it's like the VR technology is implanted in everybody, so they can just like literally just be walking around like surfing the web in their head. Like,
Dude.
it's really cool and an awesome concept.
Is that like a continuation of the story?
Yeah, I think it's, if I recall correctly, it's set in the same like universe. It's just like, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 years after the events of Sword Art. So after like VR is just like universal.
Nice.
So it's kind of like,
Sounds cool.
I don't know about that. Having it installed? What if you
Yeah.
get spyware?
yeah, it's scary. I don't
For
know.
real. Oh, that's another thing. With VR, there's going to be new forms of pop-ups
Yeah.
and viruses. You know?
That's
Where just the bottom half of the screen is ads and
Yeah. What if you're using like a HoloLens and you're driving and you get like a porn ad that pops up? You know, who's held responsible for that when you crash?
probably you for wearing it while like
Yeah.
operating
But
your
I'm
car.
saying in the near future, when people start wearing those all the time,
Yeah.
it'll become, you know,
Everyone's
like
gonna
people
look
have
like
headphones.
Vegeta.
Like half the people you see in public will be wearing headphones.
at all times. Yeah.
You know, they're saying that VR is more like a peripheral, like a headphone or a monitor.
But it affects your sight. That goes along the same lines as like people texting and driving and stuff, though. It's
Yeah, they could use the same rules.
there's a sense of social responsibility where you probably shouldn't be doing that while you're driving.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I do it on occasion. I'm not above it.
Hey man, police could be listening right now. Okay.
You're
all right.
incriminating yourself.
They don't know my identity.
All right, let's move on to the next trend or topic. I'm really interested in this one. Desktops are disappearing. The article I used is it's actually a video by Linus Tech Tips. It's a big tech channel. I don't know if you guys watch tech channels, but this is a good one, a big/good one. But they talk about, this is the newest. It's the $9,000 Acer Predator 21X. It's like, okay, this thing is like,
Sounds intense.
it's basically a portable desktop. It's like, they said it's like 20 pounds.
God.
And it has all kinds of whatever graphics card you want in it. But we are for real hitting a point where desktop computers are not really going to be around. You just don't need them anymore.
No, everything's getting more and more portable.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool. Like, they'll still make desktops, I guess, but
Yeah.
it'll only be like enthusiasts who build their own.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like having a desktop. I bought mine like, well, I've never had like a high-end laptop necessarily, but I just bought like a desktop a couple years ago,
Mhm.
and I mean, I like it.
Is it the one that you had
Something
built?
homey about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I can see why, like, if a laptop was just as expensive or whatever and just as good, it would benefit me to get it, because then, you know, if I wanted to bring it over here and work on something, I could just pack it up. Can't do that with my desktop, that's for sure.
Yeah, and especially like if your power goes out, you can't keep working for another X amount of time.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I know they have some kind of like power set up for that, but it's a lot of trouble. I looked into it. It's not really. You're better off just getting a laptop.
That's a good point. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, I've had a desktop strength laptop for a long time, but I do miss having a desktop.
Yeah.
I definitely.
But why though? Because it was like more
Why?
powerful.
No, not from a power standpoint. There's just something about a desktop that, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, like you can, like with my laptop, I'll just be sitting on the couch watching TV while I'm on my computer. But when you're at a desktop, I mean, there's like you're kind of honed in on
Yeah,
that
yeah.
laptop.
Engaged.
I kind of know what you
You're a
mean.
lot
Like
more-
it's just
especially
like
from a gaming standpoint alone, like used to play computer games a lot more before I had my laptop.
Oh, so it's like more special when it's like
Yeah.
a space in your apartment or
Yeah,
whatever.
I mean, it's not something you like think about day to day, but it's like I almost don't use my laptop at all anymore.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, especially now with phones and like tablets and everything getting as good as they are.
Yeah, dude, they'll be just as good
Yeah.
eventually.
I'm just waiting for that single pane of like glass that does everything, like like Tony Stark's.
I was gonna say Star Trek.
Yeah, or Star Trek. Yeah.
Or in that book 1984.
Yeah.
They have these things called telescenes, I think. I've never actually read the book. I've just heard a lot about it.
It is an excellent book.
And a lot of it is coming true from what I hear.
Yeah. That was like my favorite book to read in high school, I
Yeah?
think. Yeah.
I like the Animal Farm and Ender's Game.
Ender's Game is fantastic.
Phenomenal.
You know,
What'd you think about that movie?
shitty.
Is that the one with the
Dude,
kids where they fly the
so-
ships or whatever?
Yeah, they're like taught to be commanders from a young age, so they're
Like trained, like
They're, like,
future
tested
Spartans.
and trained.
But what are they?
Yeah.
Are they fighting against like aliens? Like what's
yeah,
the...
they're I forget.
Okay, so they're in space and they're fighting aliens.
So they think they're playing a game, but really they're commanding real life troops that are way away from Earth, invading the homeland. Spoiler.
Oh,
Sorry.
snap.
Yeah.
Anybody who hasn't
Spoiler
read it.
alert.
Spoiler alert. We're a little late there, but
Whatever, that book's like 20 years old.
yeah, if you haven't read it yet, get on it
Yeah.
because it's good.
I
It's what grabbed me for like sci-fi. Like it's what got me into sci-fi to begin with. Reading that book.
Really?
I mean, I read it before it was required in school, but I've always liked reading.
I was unhappy with the movie.
Yeah.
A couple reasons. One, it came out on my birthday, and I was so excited. I got pre-ordered a ticket.
Just hyped up.
Yeah, so I kind of set myself up for failure there.
Yeah.
But like, they skipped over. I mean, it's a great book, and there's so much detail in it. They couldn't get it all in one movie. They should have chopped it up or something.
That's
A lot of my favorite parts
always
were in
the problem
beginning
with-
of the movie or the book.
making a movie version of a book.
Yeah.
You can never
They should have
fit
given
in all the nuances. And
That's true.
That's why they split Hobbit into 3 movies, even though that was the shortest of the Lord of the Ring books.
Gosh, they were so long though.
Yeah, it was.
They added a bunch.
And they added stuff.
But
to
you
it.
have to, otherwise, or you end up making like a binge watching show like House of Cards, where it's a whole movie, but it's like
Yeah.
12 episodes, 12 hours long.
Yeah.
I mean, I would just as soon just watch everything as TV shows.
Yeah.
I mean, then you don't have to skimp on the content. You can just.
I kind of
break it
prefer
down.
that too, to
Yeah.
get it, not have to do it in 2 hours. You have
Yeah.
more room.
Game of Thrones, like how many hours worth of like screen time do they have now?
So many.
Yes.
Every episode's an hour. That's what.
They spend more money on a
60.
show than a movie just because you have to film so many hours of screen time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Each episode. Something I read like a year or two ago is that each episode was like $7 million.
Oh, I know. Well, because they film in like
Badass
all over
locations.
the world. I mean, they
Yeah.
were in like Spain and like
crazy.
I think they were in Greenland and like they went to
Everyone's gotta get
Croatia.
paid, you know?
Yeah,
And they're getting paid like top dollar because it's like HBO money
Yeah,
too.
yeah. And they have such a huge cast too.
Well, it worked. That's why they're doing Westworld. Did you watch that? You finished it? Have you seen Westworld?
I am on episode 3.
Okay. I never seen it.
I watched. Yeah,
Dude,
I watched like.
I know
watched
it's good
first-
though.
You would definitely
I
Need
know.
to.
technology and entertainment. Like that show is like defined by
Oh
that.
yeah. No, I watched the
In a
first 2
nutshell.
episodes, and then stopped because I was like, all right. My wife needs to watch this with me. So then we went back and
So
just
it's
started
that
it.
good. You want to bring
I was
someone
like,
along.
I need to bring someone along for this journey because it's pretty epic.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
It's
great.
brutal.
Did you finish the season 1 yet?
Of Westworld?
Yeah.
No, I've only seen 2 episodes.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Maybe 3.
Gotcha. Yeah, I finished the season.
Yeah.
It's good.
I'm
Very
excited.
good. Very good.
Yeah. So they're making another one, right?
Yeah, yeah.
sure.
I believe they're gonna continue it because Game of Thrones also is like that's like their big one, and that's
And
gonna
it's
be
ending.
done in a couple seasons.
Because
So then they have a
he
few
stopped
more.
writing. They ran out of content because he
Aren't they
just
still
got
waiting
lazy.
for him to do like one last book?
Yeah, he's.
Well,
I think he's done. I don't
They
know.
He doesn't care anymore.
He doesn't care.
right?
He's like,
And he's rich as
I
fuck.
made my money. I'm good. Whatever.
Because I know he trolls people about it, like, all the time.
Well, he met with the show creators, though, and gave them an ending point. So they can still finish it, even if he doesn't finish his book.
Well, I think that this is the last season coming up.
Lucretia at work, she was telling me that they're going to go to season 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The next season is season 7. So they're supposed to film 2 more.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it, but I don't have HBO Go.
I have to get it on my PlayStation 4. I had it on my PS3. Now I can't.
I steal it from my parents.
Me too.
That's how I do Netflix.
Yeah. I mean,
we should just make a pool of HBO Go right now. Let's set that up. You want to throw in like some Crunchyroll while we're at it? Y'all do Crunchyroll?
Yeah, I have Crunchyroll.
How does that work? Is it free with ads or what?
It's free with ads, and then you can pay to obviously get the ads removed, and then you can make your like watch lists and stuff. But
okay.
I like it without ads. It's not super expensive either, so it's worth it, especially to see all the new animes that are coming out, and just kind of stay because they post everything that's new. Yeah,
the anime on Netflix is not so hot. There's a few good ones, but just not that many.
Yeah.
Did either of you guys watch 7 Deadly Sins?
Yes.
Dude, that was a Netflix original.
Yeah.
They make their own anime now, and it was really good.
Frostfoot, man. Not to get ahead of ourselves or anything, but like I've thought about this a lot, and I've thought like maybe trying to bring the story to. We'll get to that later, though. I don't want to.
Yeah, we'll save it for part 2 of this show.
Part 2.
But Netflix original content is something to like keep an eye on.
The stock definitely went up when they started doing that.
Yeah, I'm sure Marvel helped.
Yeah.
All of their Netflix Marvel shows.
Luke Cage is good.
Luke Cage is good. Daredevil's.
All right. Well, speaking of Netflix, our next topic is Netflix is getting stronger.
Did you like that little segue?
That was perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
The article I used is from Variety, where it talks about their stock is just super high right now. They're really focusing on their original shows.
Which is smart.
They don't really make that much money on the other shows because they have to pay a license fee to use them. But so do y'all have Netflix?
Yeah.
Yep.
And do you pay for it yourself or do you use a family member's Netflix like I do?
I used my mom's for a while, but my wife and I just got our own. Because, I mean, they limit it to the number of devices you can have streaming.
Yeah, you can have like 2 or 3 at a time, and you
have to pay more to have more devices active.
Yeah.
And I mean, between me and my brother and my parents all had the same account, and then I'm pretty sure I gave it to like a couple friends. So there were times where I would go on Netflix and be like ready to. I'm gonna watch Breaking Bad right now, and it'd be like too many active accounts right now. I'm like, come on.
I pay for my own.
Yeah.
Finally, I couldn't find anyone to jump. Now I've got a couple of freeloaders using mine.
Yeah.
I get really upset when I can't watch it. I change the password and hop on.
That's why you gotta diversify.
Kind of a dick move, but you know.
Yeah. Hey, you gotta do what you
my
gotta
$9 a month.
They raised it
I'll give
actually.
you the password when I'm done.
That's why you gotta diversify.
Yeah,
they raised it from it was 9 something for a long time, and they raised it to 10, and people lost their minds.
Is it 10 now?
Yeah.
I think it's
It's
$10.99 now.
Yeah, like maybe 6 months ago or a year ago.
It used to be like $7.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they used to still do the DVD rental.
Do they still do that?
I don't think they do.
I don't believe.
I don't know. I think they just did that for a while to like bully Blockbuster out of business, and then
I think they did that at first, and then some guy was like, "Wait a minute, we could just have digital." No.
Yeah, we can just have digital. Whoever thought of that?
But you know, they got to pay for that original content, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, pay for those. They're doing a lot of stand-up deals. Dave Chappelle signed like a $60 million deal
after he was on SNL. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like 3 specials, $60 million.
Jeez.
And like Chris Rock did the same thing for like 2 specials, but he got way less money.
It's like, you got to be funny for an hour, and we're gonna give you $20 million. Does that sound fair?
Yeah.
Solid deal.
That sounds awesome.
I think I could get together some funniness for an hour.
And they also have like stars like Adam Sandler doing it.
Yeah.
He did a deal for like 3 or 4 movies.
He was in what it was called. He was in a Netflix original movie.
Yeah, that was it. It was like the one that was like a.
I remember scrolling past
it. The Crazy 8
Bodyguard or something.
Well, there was one where it was like the Tarantino movie about the 8 people.
Yes.
It was like
Crazy
a spoof
8.
of that called like the Fantastic 8.
Yeah.
It was actually really funny. We reviewed it on our Netflix podcast.
Really?
Yeah. But
I'm a sucker for those stars. I saw 2 stars and I was just like, nah, I'm not.
yeah, I don't know. It is bad, but
You're a
when you
ratings
watch
follower,
it,
huh?
Unfortunately, I guess so. They flash them right there. It's
I mean, I have a
not
hard
to.
time not ignoring them, you know?
Yeah. But there are also a lot
I have
of
a hard
Adam
time ignoring
Sandler haters these days. So anything he's in, they're going to be like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same with,
Cuss.
what's his name? James...
who?
Fat guy. I can't remember his name.
Gandolfini?
No.
Kevin James?
Kevin James, thank
Yeah.
you.
Oh, he had a
Yes.
movie, a Netflix original
He's
too
been
recently.
in a few things.
And it was kind of bad.
Everybody just rags on everything he's in.
Yeah.
Paul Blart. And,
He's easy to hate.
Typecast.
Dude,
He's the
Paul
same
Blart,
way.
do you know how much money that movie made?
the
That's-
first one.
the
And then they
second
came
one-
out with a second. Did the
That
second
one made
make
money too. They'll probably make a third
I
one.
feel like you can just make
was-
whatever and people will go pay to see it.
That's
Yeah.
sort of true these
Yeah.
days.
Paul Blart was like his peak.
If you can call
So
it that
it's I know. You know, it's something though, I guess.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, hey, you're
He probably gets so much hate on like Facebook and stuff
I'm
though from
sure.
that.
I'm sure.
I'm sure he doesn't care though. With his
No.
millions of dollars, he's
Yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah.
I get the last laugh
He's
because
on
I'm
his private
chilling.
island.
I'm hanging out with
Whatever.
Adam Sandler and David Spade every day.
Yep.
I'm sure they're pretty good guys to hang out with.
Yeah, I heard Adam Sandler. He like purposefully films movies in places where they want to go on vacation.
Nice.
We're like, oh, let's do this one in Spain. I want to go there. All right. There's one more trend on here I want to talk about. M. Night Shyamalan. Shyamalama Ding Dong, as the internet likes to call him.
Shaman.
His epic trilogy. Now, let's talk about it's that movie Split.
People throw around that epic.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Well, okay. So,
Not to hate on M. Night, but
so we're on the same page. When I s-
epic.
But when I say Split, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
The dude with the different... He's a killer.
Is that the dude who plays Professor X?
Yeah, that guy.
Nice.
This movie.
That looked pretty interesting, actually, from the preview I saw.
Yeah.
That's all I know about it, though.
It's corny. It's definitely an M. Night Shyamalan movie. It's better than the Elevator movie, though.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier.
You ever seen the Elevator movie called Devil, right?
Yeah, it's called Devil, and the entire movie, I think they're in an elevator, and yeah,
I didn't see it or hear about it.
I saw the preview, and I was like, no, good.
I've been wanting to rewatch The Sixth Sense, though.
I've never seen it.
Really?
Nope.
Never?
Ooh.
What about
That's good. It's
Unbreakable?
classic.
Nope.
No?
That's another good one.
You seen Unbreakable?
Yeah.
That's a good one,
It's
actually.
been a while since I've seen the one. I could use a rewatching too. But yeah, Sixth Sense, man. If you get a chance, check it out.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one.
And then I know Bruce Willis is dead the whole time.
Well, see, that's the thing. It kind of rides
Yeah.
on that plot device.
I know, and
so I don't know how good it is.
I knew the plot. I knew the twist. I've known the twist since the movie came out, and
Yeah.
I've had no interest in watching it since.
That's kind of how his movie, like, that's the famous thing he's known for, is having, like, a twist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like in that movie Signs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Signs is good. I liked Signs.
It was okay. Mel Gibson was funny.
Yeah.
He's always entertaining.
If not insane.
Well, they're one and the same, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's why you like him. It's like, what's he gonna do? Okay, so the trilogy. All right, so spoiler alert. We're gonna talk about the movie Split and the ending. So if anybody doesn't want to listen to it, turn it off now.
So is Split a trilogy?
It is.
It's
At the very
so that's the
end-
first.
Okay, so let me explain the plot. Okay, these hot girls get kidnapped, and he's a crazy guy. That's literally the whole plot of the movie,
Okay,
right?
promising.
Right? He's got different personalities, and all the different personalities talk about this one other personality called the monster. There's like a name for it. And throughout the movie, it explains more and more that there's like this final form, basically, where he can like crawl on walls, and he's super strong and fast.
Okay, so Super Saiyan 5.
Basically. And the whole movie, you're like, what? This is bullshit. But it's M. Night Shyamalan, so of course he appears towards the end, and it's actually fucking badass. Like he like crushes this old lady like with his hands and stuff, and so it's like you find out it's all true. All the abilities they said he would have, he has, and it's like the whole time there's like this subplot with this therapist who's discovering that he kind of has like tapped in to powers of humans, because this is a real thing. They have documented that there's been women that have multiple personality disorder, and the 2 different personalities will have a different menstrual cycle. And so like your brain has the power to change your body.
Okay.
And so this movie explores that. Like,
yeah.
what if you could have your brain could really change enough to be strong?
Well, I mean, and scientists say we've only tapped into like 10% of our brain. So
yeah, exactly.
Did either of you guys see that show called Stanley's Superhumans or something?
Yes. Yeah.
There's
like a documentary kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a documentary. He goes around to. I don't know if he's not actually in it. I think he just
like does like an intro.
He signed off on it.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, you can use my name. It's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, they go find like people.
One of the ones that I really remember is this guy who could remember and calculate any like math problem, or I mean within reason, but like people would be like, what day was it? 1,422 days ago, and he would give like the date, like the exact date in like a second.
Well, there was another guy that could like light a light bulb just by like touching it or something.
Yeah, dude, that's like X-Men.
I know. I was like, oh, cool, electricity powers. That's my dream. That's what I want.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't use it for good.
Oh yeah, of course.
Would you rob banks and stuff?
Yeah. I don't want to work for a living. You're damn right I'd rob banks and stuff. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, it's a trilogy, though, because at the very, very end, of course, he escapes, right? Mm-hmm. And it cuts to, like, this bar, and on the news, they're calling him... Oh, his name was the Horde. And the news lady's like, blah, 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 he kidnapped these women, and he's being called the Horde. He is at large, blah, blah, blah. And she, like, shoots him with a shotgun, and it, like, doesn't go in and stuff. Whoa. And he had no shirt on, like, no armor. And... the people at the bar are like, oh my god, what are we going to do? And then it pans over, and Bruce Willis is there.
Oh, people at home are missing out on the expressions and the mannerisms.
Yes, but like they go,
it
reminds you of so-and-so from a few years ago, the guy who killed all these people on a train. In that movie Unbreakable, that's what Sam Jackson's character did. He killed all these people on a train to like discover Bruce Willis's power. Sweet. And people go, who was that guy? Who was that guy? And it pans over, fucking Bruce Willis is like, yeah, his name was Mr. Jangles or whatever. And so
I think that was it, actually.
Was it?
No.
I don't know what it was. It was like Mr. Sprinkles or some weird...
Could be. Maybe I was...
some weird name.
Mr. Jangles.
I don't know. But, so there's talk that M. Night Shyamalan's going to make like an Avengers bullshit M. Night Shyamalan thing.
So
the Shyamalaniverse.
Dude. Would you watch that?
I don't know. From your description, I'm interested in watching Split now.
So you said it's a trilogy? Like 3 different movies?
Well, this is set up as some kind of sequel in this day and age. Like, there's probably a third one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like an unofficial sequel to Unbreakable, sort of.
So then there's... Okay.
So they might make another one, like a third one that connects them all.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Very cool. I don't know. I'll probably watch it now.
Yeah.
Sounds interesting.
I think trailer probably didn't do it justice. I think your description of it is what's going to get me to watch it now.
Well, I'm biased though because I really liked it. But anything is better than The Happening. Have you seen that one?
No.
That's the one with Mark Wahlberg.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where the trees are killing people.
I think I got really bored and stopped watching it halfway through.
What happens is the trees are killing people with like gases.
Pollen and stuff, right? Super strong pollen. Oh yeah, spoiler.
Didn't somebody get run over with a lawnmower in that movie? Like they like passed out or something on.
Well, it makes people like go dormant and just like drive into buildings and jump off of buildings.
I thought I saw somebody get run over with a lawnmower. I was like, that's cool.
Yeah,
but it's been done.
Yeah, and the fact that he did the Last Airbender movie.
Oh,
that was so bad.
M. Night did that?
Yeah.
Yep.
No, that's why I hate him.
Yeah,
I mean, no, I don't hate him.
He directs a lot of big movies.
Yeah, that movie was just atrocious, though.
That's a pretty weird...
it was terrible.
It's a weird pairing.
Yeah, I wouldn't think of him Who's going to direct this movie that's based on a cartoon? M. Night Shyamalan. Yeah,
let's get the Sixth Sense guy.
Yeah,
that'll
for sure.
work.
He's good at twists and stuff, right? There's tons of twists in Airbender.
Right.
No.
He also directed that movie with Will Smith and his son where they're like lost on a planet.
After Earth, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw like a couple minutes of that.
It was pretty corny.
Yeah.
I wanted to see it. It looked interesting, but never did.
All right, well, we're at about our 30-minute mark, so we're going to take a little break. Part 2 will come back. We'll talk about Frostfoot. I'm excited.
Oh, I'm stoked.
All right. All right, welcome back to the show. This is part 2, the guests interview section. It's not really an interview, but without further ado, let's get started. The main reason you're on this show, Jesse, and you, J-Mac, is to promote Frostfoot. This is an epic fantasy, would you say, Jesse?
Yeah. A sci-fi fantasy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's about, what is the name of the world again?
The world is Selene.
Okay.
And yeah, so the Frostfoot follows a thief named Kenny Rothman and a really advanced piece of technology that he's swiped. And it just kind of follows his exploits. And
there's 7 chapters, right?
yes.
Okay, so there's 3 out now. You can read chapter 3 right now. Just go to the website, TemporarySpaceStudios.net.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be 7 total for Frostfoot.
Yes.
This is the first book.
Yes.
Right?
It's a prequel to...
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. the entire story, at least right now, the title is The Seven Vessels.
Okay.
But that might change if I think of something that I think clicks better.
That sounds cool.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
It's got an epic sound feel to it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited because this is the first time like our company's ever done anything besides like videos. So we don't really know how to distribute books. But it seems slightly more established because obviously books came first.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Books exist, you know.
Yeah, it's a thing. People read.
Yeah, for fun. What?
Yeah.
What? Okay, so I have some questions for you that I kind of wanted to. I also forgot to set my timer, so hold on.
Alrighty.
So I've known you. How long have I known you? Like 10 years? Has it been that long?
About, yeah.
Wow.
I met you
That's crazy.
right around when I got into college and out of high school.
Okay.
I was dating Daisy, and I met you through her and her older brother.
Yeah. Okay. So it's been a while, and so as long as I've known you,
We've
I've
been roommates
like,
at some point.
Yeah, we were roommates for a year or two.
Yep.
And as long as I've known you, you've like maybe half the time I've known you, you've talked about this epic story.
Blabbering, yeah.
Yeah, and you would always
Yapping
talk
your ears
about
off.
it. Yeah, dude.
Yep.
And like honestly, we in the beginning we were like, he'll never write it.
Yeah,
but
I'm
after a few years, you actually started writing it, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
my question is, have you always been a writer, or is this something you started recently, in the last 5-10 years? Like when did you decide I'm a writer?
Around that same time, like late high school, I wrote a short little draft for a story that same world, not Frostfoot, not Kenny Rothman. It's the bigger thing that I want to get to later.
Awesome.
It's not to get into the plot too much, but it revolves around these 2 twin brothers who are the sons of a renowned inventor in the world, Selene. But yeah, I wrote a little 2-page thing. It was awful because it's 2 pages and but that was the first big thing that I started writing, and I realized that I want to be a writer.
That's tight.
Yeah.
Because I don't think writing is necessarily one of those things where you have to have a degree to do it.
No, you just
it's not like being a doctor or something.
You just need imagination and really just drive to get the
Yep.
Yeah, to just sit there and type it out, right?
Yeah. This thing finally started getting some girth on it within the last 2 or 3 years, though.
Girth, interesting word.
Yeah.
So, I guess my next question is, how long have you actually been thinking about this idea? So, if that was the first one, what year was that?
Wait, what year was what?
When you wrote that first short story.
Oh, yeah, 7 years ago. 2009 or 10, I guess. Yeah.
Cool. So it's like a 7-year idea that's coming to fruition.
So, you come up with a concept. You're like, that's a cool concept. Maybe I can just tell somebody and they'll turn it into something else. No, it doesn't work like that. You got to do a lot more legwork than that.
Yeah, you have to do it.
Yeah, and I started writing a little bit when I was roommates with you and roommates with Simmons. That was a golden age for creativity for me.
Yeah.
I had a couple of kids, and they're awesome, and I had a significant other, but not a lot of time for the fun stuff with all that going on. But I found some free time again, and I was like, I gotta get on this shit. And I hopped on it. Now I'm about 100 pages deep.
Yeah.
That's about, I'm at 85 pages, I think, the last time I checked. And with this last chapter I have to write, it's going to be around 100.
Okay.
They're short. They're 8 to 10 page chapters. It kind of varies. But
you're just getting started. This is the warm-up.
This is...
Yeah.
Right?
Just the intro, really. Exciting.
It was supposed to just be a short story, and then... there's some word count qualification. I forgot what it is.
It's a novella now?
Yeah. It's short story and then novelette and then novella and then novel. Or something.
Oh, these are the different categories of length?
Yeah, so short stories less than 10 pages, I want to say, or something like that. And then novelette's
overshot the mark
10 to 50, and then novella is around 100.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Those are the official ones.
There was also an earlier draft when I was going to UTD and I had a creative writing class. I had a draft that was 5 or 6 pages long, and we all had to write a short story and submit it. And I had already been working on that, so I kind of cheated on that. Nobody there knows that. But I got a lot of really good criticism there. Good feedback, and I made some major changes.
Yeah.
And I had to add a whole other segment, which is Jillian. She didn't exist in that draft. Boone, a lot of cool characters just were not around. It was pretty much chapter 1 and then chapter 7.
Okay.
That was it.
Then so the rest is filling in the blanks.
Yeah, which is so much fun to write.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So, was there anything specific, when you said the golden age, when you were living with me and Simmons, was there any one event that made you start writing then, or was it was just the environment was right?
Yeah, good environment, good inspiration, not playing a lot of video games, also, I worked at Studio Movie Grill, and I spent a lot of time up there, watching movies and seeing how plots got developed and how people reacted to them, and what would look cool but wasn't cool, which movies were actually good.
Were there any movies that came out that you think that affected you, the types of genres that they were having?
Cool movies that came out while I was working there. The Watchmen.
Oh, yeah.
Just how colorful it was.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of them, honestly.
Okay.
It's hard to comb through it all, but yeah, there's a lot of good inspiration up there.
Well, I'm sure having friends to bounce your creative ideas off of helped a lot, especially at all times. I mean, you're living with them.
Yeah, most
Being able
definitely.
to talk to them.
So there must be some truth to that, like artists living together, that kind of hippie idea of it.
Fosters creativity.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Like Bob Marley, he had like a house, and it was like a constant party.
That's how our apartment was too.
Awesome. I miss those days.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so my last question is kind of about what inspired the story.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of want to talk more about that and like Final Fantasy. So why don't you have some questions?
I do.
And again, you are the editor of the story.
Yeah.
Okay, so
these are kind of more questions from an editing standpoint. So,
okay.
First one, again, goes into kind of editing. So what's like your creative process? I mean, do you just like think and just start writing, or do you need to be doing something else and get struck by inspiration? Are you like me and you have to have everything planned out to the letter before you even put pen to paper? Like,
yeah, I definitely need a good block of time that I know I don't have anything going on.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer to write during the day. I've realized recently.
Nice.
You would think like, yeah, I could write at night all the time, but like I'm tired.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like to write during the day. Middle of the day is good, which unfortunately I don't have too many days like that.
Yeah.
But you know, when I get it done, it gets going, and just music and quiet time.
Yeah.
Really helps.
Reflection time, kind of.
Yep.
Yeah, I definitely get that.
yeah, quiet time.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. Which character do you see yourself most in?
That's a good question, man.
Yeah.
I got to give you that.
I was pretty proud of it.
Thought about that a lot. As much as I want to say Kenny, that's probably not true.
Yeah. Everybody wants to see themselves as their main character.
Yeah, but you know, I'm not adventurous. I guess some of his mannerisms, but probably a character that is in that chapter you're holding right there, chapter 4.
That's right, I'm holding chapter 4. Everyone.
It's top secret.
Yeah, top secret material. There's a character in there, Sergeant Glenn, who's he's a cool character. Fun to write, not super complex.
Okay.
But he's well-meaning.
So are you saying you're not super complex then?
Fuck you, man. I'll trap you like that.
That's what I do, man.
Sergeant
I'm an editor.
Glenn.
I trap you with your words.
Maybe even like Jill to an extent. I don't know. I just like writing her.
All right.
But yeah.
Well, then, kind of that leads into my next question. Who was your favorite character to write, and why? I mean,
Yeah. When I came up with Jill, when I had that first draft I was telling you guys about, there's the first chapter, and then like I cheated my way to where it's like when he winds up on the other side of the planet. And then I was like, this is never gonna do. Yeah, traveling occurred. So I was like, well, I gotta have this whole boat thing. It's gonna suck. You know, how do I make it interesting? And I thought, well, he's a thief. Why don't I give him a background with like some pirates? You know?
Yeah.
And I was like, and I also realized like I don't have like many female characters in this thing. For me, as a newish writer, male characters are easier to write because like I identify with them, I guess. But I needed some chicks in there. I thought maybe a cool like hot pirate captain.
Cool hot pirate sold.
Yeah. Not to like sexualize or anything, but like, you know, I plan on making her pretty fine.
It's okay to have a hot pirate.
I think so. She was really fun to write when I finally got it going. I got to make her a tomboy because she's a pirate, a captain.
Well, she's a badass.
She's badass.
She really is, yeah.
She's gonna be, and like I got plans for her. Like she's gonna be badass. She's gonna stay badass.
Yeah, she's not someone you want to fuck with. That's for sure.
Definitely not. I also liked writing. Like I said, Sergeant Glenn.
Yeah.
I didn't think I would write anything about him really, and
You're just kind of like a.
he winds up being he's big in next coming chapters.
One of the most colorful characters that I've seen so far was the mayor of Port Drecker.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's interesting because he's kind of dumb. It's really funny.
Yeah.
And it's impressive how you do it, but like he's like almost instantly like an endearing character because you're just like,
Yeah, they're like lovable.
Well, and then he's like he also like right off the bat has that chemistry with Jillian, and then you learn about like their history, like they have history, like they know each other and stuff. But
whenever I bring somebody new into the story, first impressions are good. I want to have them. Have strong introductions. And I start
that's good.
building their personalities and make sure I don't just rewrite. You and I had a discussion about this when we were editing. Like some writers, all the characters just sound like the same person.
Oh yeah,
but I have everybody talk a little bit differently. You know?
I mean, I'm always reading, and it's the mark of a good writer is, can you tell that every character has a different voice? You know, so some people have a hard time breaking up their own thoughts into like different speech patterns and stuff. I mean, it's not something you really think about, but when you're reading it on the paper, if everybody talks in the same tone and the same everything, like it just sounds like the same person. And it's it's like you can see that in Frostfoot for sure. Like everybody has their own personality, which is a cool thing.
Yeah, thanks, man.
And then the other guy that I really liked was Boone, just because he's like that stoic badass that's just like no nonsense.
Yeah, I'm glad that wasn't too boring, but
no, he's cool.
He's all about that. He does not mess around.
No, he's the true soldier, which is everybody needs a true soldier.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what's in store for him too.
Hey, speak up. You guys are like slowly getting quieter.
Sorry.
And like getting farther away.
Yeah, Boone is awesome.
I like Captain Boone.
Yeah.
He seems like a badass.
And the name, I got the name from a buddy of mine I play games with on Steam. His account name is Boone. And I was like, what is Boone? Like, what is that? And he's like, I don't know, I made it up.
Is that how he sounds?
Yeah, dude, he is a
super
ridiculous... Well, no, he's not Texan. He's from, like, Washington or something.
Okay.
But... He's a funny guy, and I was like, I like the name Boone, man. I actually like I'm writing something. Do you mind if I use it? He's like, sure, go ahead. And I was like, cool. I'll make him badass for you. All right.
Nice.
I like how you have. Oh wait, did you have more questions?
No, I'm good.
Oh yeah. I like how there's like isn't there like a school of technology there?
Yeah.
Or is it like a company or kind of both?
It is a school. That was one of the earlier ideas for like that later,
Oh, this is top secret
future.
stuff.
No, it's cool. It's not.
So listeners,
it's no secret.
If you don't know what we're talking about,
it's not secret or anything. But yeah, there was a school of like
engineering,
invention, stuff like that. Technology is a huge. Like, the rapid growth of technology is really big in this story.
Yeah, I like it.
I want the environment to kind of feel and look like maybe like 1600s or so, but with like a couple of oddities in there. And I also, like, we call it fantasy, but there's no magic or anything. Everything that happens, I want it to be grounded in like physics. To a degree.
Yeah.
Of course, some things I can't explain because I'm not a physicist. But
that's where research comes in.
Building all that stuff is cool. Those are like little details and ideas that I've been like tossing around in my head for the last like 9 years.
Yeah, I like it. For me, that was the best part. Was like the description of like there's like a gun. There's a certain kind of gun in there, and like I don't want to give away other stuff, but it's cool.
It's all right. Yeah. The guns have cool backstories. I'm working that out. the board has a very cool backstory, and I've already got that all worked out.
Nice.
Yeah, and the cool, like, awesome technological items, they keep coming. That's gonna be a keystone in the story.
It works well with the artwork. There's also a lot of artwork connected to this that you've drawn over time.
Oh yeah, I
and
doodle.
I think it's dope.
Sketch.
But we're trying to find a way to put it on the website so you can watch that. You can look at that too.
Yeah.
Like a kind of gallery.
Yeah, like a gallery style kind of thing.
Yeah, I've been sketching with pencil and paper forever, and like, yeah, I think I'm definitely okay. And I just recently got an iPad and started trying to teach myself how to color everything.
On that.
Yeah, I can show you. I haven't showed you any illustrations.
I know. I mean, I have one of my best friends. His ex was always drawing on her like computer. She had one of those like drawing pads for her computer and stuff. And it's crazy what people can do with that stuff. And I always get distracted when I'm in class and like I see somebody like a few rows down and they're like doodling on their computer, and I'm just like, oh, amazing. I only know how to type on a computer.
Have I even shown you any illustrations?
I have not seen any illustrations.
Oh, you haven't seen any of them?
No.
Dude, that's like half of what sold me on the story was the pictures.
You've seen like the logo at least, right?
Yes, I've seen the logo because it's on the...
I like that one.
Yeah, that's the
it's
one
on the
website.
It's on the website.
Yeah, it's the icon. It's the Frostwell logo.
Yeah.
I will
but
have it
there's like
tattooed.
they're almost technical drawings. Like there's a map you made.
Nice.
Yep.
I like the map.
Every epic
when I
needs
was
a good
living
map.
with Simmons, he helped me with the map.
Nice.
We looked at some maps, cartography. We also like started using this random word generator. I had talked to you about that.
What do you mean, like some online
to make names and stuff?
It just generates a word for you, and I was like, all right, so the mountains are going to be called this. That's why I have the Lucos Mountains. I got that from there.
That's an interesting
Piedrad
way.
is the capital city. I got that from there. Selene I came up with. I don't really know what inspired that.
Were you watching that movie Selena with Jennifer Lopez?
I must have been. I have it on Blu-ray, so... yeah.
So, what has inspired this story? Like, are there any specific ones? Like,
Yeah.
because I know Final Fantasy is at least part of it, right?
I was playing Final Fantasy X.
Also, it's 10.
10.
That's my...
I couldn't decide if it was 7 or 10.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite games, Final
Yeah.
Fantasy X. When you look at it, if you looked at a commercial about it, you would say, like, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Like, these giant birds and this magic, and then there's lasers, and how is that guy carrying a sword that looks like it weighs 400 pounds?
Yeah.
Let alone swinging it. But, like, the story is really powerful. It's a fantastic story.
Okay.
It's the only Final Fantasy I've ever beaten.
Really?
I got pretty close.
7's the only one I've beaten.
And what about you? Because you're into Final Fantasy a lot, right?
Yeah, I've played all of them.
Have you beaten all of them?
No.
Which ones have you beat?
7 and 9 are the only two I've beaten. 10 I've gotten extremely close on several occasions.
Yeah.
And then
Is it that hard? That like?
no, it's not hard. It just takes some time.
Oh, okay.
And usually I'll be playing it, and then something else will come out, and I'll like start playing that, and then it'll be time for me to go back and play 10, and I'm like, oh, I don't know, I don't remember what's happening. I need to start over, and then I just get trapped by that constant start over. You know.
The last couple hours of Final Fantasy X are tough, man.
Yeah.
It escalates. You have to... I remember getting to the last boss, and I got my ass kicked. So I had to go back and farm for like an hour. Just like to get a few levels on my guys.
I always grind, so I'm always like way ahead of where I should be.
Another game that I was playing, I just kind of remembered this, that I think inspired the Frostfoot. You know, it's shaped like a board, a snowboard. I was playing SSX a lot. The original one on PlayStation 2.
Dude, yeah.
It's
fun,
tricky.
man.
It's that one?
Not SSX
before-
tricky.
Tricky was like the sequel.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I was living with Simmons, and we were very competitive about everything that we did, like darts. We had a dart board. That was good times. SSX,
I love that game.
Oh, I remember you had a dart board.
Yeah. We set records. We played darts to decide who got the master bedroom.
Dude, that's epic.
And that's how I won.
Yeah.
That's how you won it?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. That was a good way to
Put
sell
that in a
stuff.
movie, man.
Yeah. Just like like that Friends episode where they do trivia or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of games, a lot of RPGs with great story inspire me.
Any other specific titles?
Yeah. The Mass Effect is good.
Oh, yeah. You always talk about the story in the first one, right?
Yeah, definitely. Overall, I mean, the whole story overall is still pretty good, but like the first one's
definitely the best.
It felt solid and compact. That's how I feel about Frostfoot.
Okay.
Solid story and it's compact.
Yeah. As I'm like coming closer to finishing writing it, though, I'm definitely starting to feel a little anxiety.
Yeah.
You know, I have to make sure everything's tied together just right.
Yeah, because it's the internet. Like, if there's plot holes, people will tell you.
It'll tear me up. Shit, I don't even know if anyone's... I don't even know if you guys are going to like how it ends. Like, you might already know. I think you did.
So.
I think I've told you, but...
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. I'm not going to change the ending. Screw you guys. It's my story.
It is your story.
Okay, so you play Final Fantasy a lot, and you played it a lot. I'm more of a Skyrim. Final Fantasy is like too hard for me.
Well,
I like it simplified and dumbed down.
Too.
Who?
Skyrim's got a great story.
Yeah, they do have a good story.
Yeah, it's a great game. One of my favorites.
But you could argue that the gameplay is a bit more like simplified and easier.
I don't know about that.
It's just a different type of gameplay.
I mean,
maybe it's
Final Fantasy is
turn-based.
turn-based, yeah.
Except the new one isn't, right?
Yeah, 15 is not. And
you still play that one?
It's pretty awesome, yeah.
Yeah?
Cool.
Yeah. I haven't played it.
I'm going to pick it up soon.
I haven't played it since around Christmas time, but that's because we started playing Destiny again. So,
So what about Final Fantasy Online? Have y'all played that?
Yes.
Is it good?
So, I have a lot of strong feelings about online MMOs because there are some that are like you buy the game and then you have the game. Like Guild Wars 2, you don't have to worry about paying a monthly subscription.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of MMOs are kind of going towards that, which I think is better because when you buy the game, you shouldn't have to pay $20 a month to keep playing your game.
Yeah.
But Final Fantasy 14 does that, and you have to pay a subscription.
Really?
So I play that game every once in a while. I'll like go pay for a month, play like 5 days out of the month, because I'll like binge play for like 5 days, and then I'll just like get distracted with something else. I'm easily distracted. And then my month is out, and I'm like, damn, I don't want to pay for another month. So then I won't play it for another like 3 or 4 months.
Huh.
So I mean, it's also because I'm older and don't have quite as much time to invest.
So
in
the
an
monthly
MMO.
fee isn't what stops you. It's like the time investment.
No, it's more the monthly fee.
That's what stops me.
I'd probably pay it more often if I had it. If
we had to pay for Destiny, I would never play it.
Yeah.
I mean, we do. I guess we do kind of pay
With the
we pay
DLC.
we pay for Live or PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
But that's one like flat fee, and it encompasses all PlayStation games for online play, which is to be expected.
And you're paying for that, and then you got to pay another $15 per month for
the
the game.
Well, and that's the thing too. It's like $15 per month. You already had to pay for the game.
Yeah, but
like
servers cost money though. Like for MMOs.
I know it costs money, and but there are games out there. Like I said, Guild Wars 2. You pay.
And it's like servers that are still up, and you don't have to pay.
It's still up. You don't have to pay subscription. Like I recently just started playing that again with some friends because that came out 4 years ago.
Actually, Grand Theft Auto Online does that. You don't have to pay monthly, but
Well, in what's it called? I think WoW. You don't have to pay monthly anymore.
Is it free to play or whatever?
I think it is.
I think Elder Scrolls Online is free to play now.
Oh,
We
really?
were talking about that.
Yeah.
Would
I'll
you ever
check
play
that
Elder
out.
Scrolls Online?
I would, yeah.
I kind of want to play it.
I've never played it.
It's not like Skyrim though. It's just like an MMO that has like Elder Scrolls flavor.
Yeah. Okay.
I could work with that.
Yeah, I kind of want to
Yeah.
do it anyways.
I'm done. I like playing games.
Yeah. There's very few games that I just.
Won't
No, I'm not
try.
going to play.
Yeah.
Especially if they're multiplayer games.
Yeah.
You got a lot of more multiplayer online games and more open world games. Do y'all like open world?
Yeah, I do.
That's one thing I like a lot about the newest Final Fantasy is it's very open world.
That's cool.
Which is pretty cool. And it's also the fighting mechanics very similar to Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, that's what everyone
Right.
says. It's a bit more hack and slash.
Yeah, a lot more hack and slash. You don't know what the fuck's going on when you're fighting big groups of enemies because everybody's just like swinging
Yeah.
swords and
I heard the camera
stabbing.
needs
Yeah,
work.
it's a little especially because like one of his abilities is he can throw his blade or shield or whatever and warp to it. So it's called
like in the movie.
It's called a warp strike. Yeah, so he
Yeah.
does that, and
That's
it's
neat.
yeah, it's kind of hard to keep track, but you get used to it pretty quick, I think.
I remember watching that movie and I liked it. I think I invited both you guys at some point. Or I was
Yeah.
going to
Yeah.
invite you. One of my other buddies was available. I
Yeah,
invited
yeah.
him. But no offense.
You remember because we were talking about it when we were closing at work, and I was
Yeah.
like, well, if James doesn't want to go, like I'll totally go, and you were like, no offense, man, but I think I'm gonna bring a girl, and I was like, yeah,
No.
for sure, I understand.
It wasn't a girl, dude.
Wasn't?
No, it was my friend Micah. That's a guy, but
Oh, never mind.
I also
I
didn't know
assumed
you were
that-
that into Final Fantasy.
No,
So
yeah, this was
Yeah.
kind of like when we were first starting to like
yeah.
really talk outside of work.
Yeah.
I
We
guess.
like just started working.
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
But
That was in, like,
I remember watching the
August.
movie and like the whole trying to follow that warp striking stuff was very difficult.
Yeah.
And like dizzying, kind of. I didn't know what the hell was going on in that movie. But it was pretty. It was a pretty movie.
Yeah, I like those all CG movies. They're so cool.
Yeah. Did you guys ever see Advent Children, Final Fantasy VII? I know you probably
Dude,
saw it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
It was because I remember it being
Kicks
way
ass.
better than Spirits Within because I always thought that sucked.
I remember going to see that movie.
The Spirits
and
Within?
being devastated because it
Yeah.
was not Final
that was
Fantasy.
It
I was like,
it was
what
too
is this?
emotional.
Butthole.
What? And I was
Final
like, what is this
Fantasy.
bullshit? There's no swords.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just
I was like,
shooting,
what is this?
shooting like pink gusts.
You
Yeah.
can't call this Final Fantasy. I still don't understand how it applies to anything related to Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
It still makes no sense to me.
Yeah, that was bad.
Okay.
Almost on the same level as Avatar.
Yeah.
Or not Avatar. Airbender.
Airbender.
Yeah.
Not the blue people.
Not the blue people.
No.
Blue,
Man.
blue Native American.
All right, well, we're hitting on Mark. I just wanted to talk about Final Fantasy because it is kind of like this cultural thing.
Yeah. And everybody has
Comes-
their different favorites.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody who's played like I don't know, like your favorite's 10, mine would be probably 7, but then 10's a close second. But
I still jam to the Final Fantasy X soundtrack like all the time. It's so good.
that's a cool thing about Final Fantasy 15 is because when you drive around the car, the regalia, you can play soundtracks from all of the previous games. And you can just like cycle through them. It's like different CDs in the car or something. So you can like be
Dude.
listening to Final Fantasy
No
2
way.
and like flip over to see.
Okay,
it's awesome.
I really want to play that game.
Oh, it's
The
good.
only thing stopping me is the fact that you have to like go camping and get food and stuff.
It's not. You don't have to get food. It's like
Yeah.
it's a mechanic of camping. Like you just select a food that one of your party members makes for you.
Okay, because like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, they're like, now you got to exercise. I was like, what the fuck
Yeah.
is this shit?
Yeah, I
I
don't
have
want
to
it
do
to
that
be
in
like
real life. I don't want to do that in a game.
Yeah.
And you don't really have to camp
Okay.
in the game. It's kind of like it's how you tally up your experience.
So if I'm an idiot that only plays Skyrim, like, is it still? Will I be able to figure this game out?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty
Sell
straightforward.
yourself short, man. I think
Alright.
you could
Hey,
handle
this is-
a new game.
I give up very easily. Like when I don't know where to go in a game, I hate that.
Well, yeah, this one it's very. I mean, there's quest indicators that like tell you where you need to go.
I
and
love
stuff.
my map markers. I
I
need
mean,
them.
Cool.
I love in this game you can stock up experience before going to sleep at a place, because that's when experience is tallied, and you can like go to like a fancy hotel and it doubles your accumulated experience.
Cool.
Nice.
So it's like a way to like little like farm experience a little bit.
Okay.
So I'm like still only halfway through the game. I've got like 40 hours sunk into it, and I'm like end level. Like end of game level, like I'm high enough, like I'm already. Yeah,
dude. No wonder you're like a Sword Art Online. You're like the main character.
Oh, I am very much like I.
What was his name?
Kirito.
Yeah,
I am
he was
very
like,
much like Kirito.
The whole show, he's like, whatever. I'm like level 1,000,000.
Yeah, well, that's how I play MMOs too. I like soloing. I don't. I'm not big on like meeting random people on games. I tend to just go off on my own and just power grind for hours and hours.
I like to do that. I like to do the PvE on Destiny by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Playing World of Warcraft. I always liked playing World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
PvE. Like, screw PvP. There's so much stuff. Like, everyone's like, oh, I'm going to buy a new level 60 character. Like, that's the fun, man. The fun is the story.
The fun is getting to the level.
Yeah. Like, you...
Yeah,
You're robbing yourself.
I do understand the desire to be max level, though, so you can explore everything fully. Yeah. Some people don't have the time to grind up to those levels anymore.
Yeah, it just takes so long.
Yeah. I miss being back in like high school.
Yeah, that's the hardest part. It's like I wish
so
I could
many
spend,
hours of free time.
Yeah, you just can't spend like 300 hours on something anymore.
No.
Like I don't even have kids and I can't do that.
Yeah.
Like I can't imagine how you make time to like
either,
play Destiny.
I don't sleep. That's it.
Fair
I sleep
enough.
for like 5 hours and maybe a nap the next day. It's probably pretty unhealthy, you know? But I got a good night's sleep last night. I went to bed at midnight and I was like, that's like early for me.
My wife
I
and
slept
I
for like 9 hours.
My wife and I are old people. She goes to bed at like 8 o'clock at night, almost every night, and she's got me on that schedule. So when I stay up late, like right now, I feel dead.
Yeah.
I'm usually like past the F out right now, but...
All right, well, speaking of late, we should probably wrap it up.
We'll wrap it up.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on the show, guys.
Nice,
Sir. Thank you guys.
And we're going to go to a little musical transition, then we'll have an outro. But this is the end of the guest section. Thanks for joining. I'm with Jesse Pennington and James Macintosh. Check out Frostfoot.
Yeah,
First 3 chapters are there. Chapter 4 coming soon.
Chapter 4 is in the hands of the editor. It's
4,
coming soon.
yeah. 5 is just finished writing 5. 6, I'll get on that one of these days.
Some point.
All right. All right, folks. It's about that time. The show's almost over. In summary, we talked about how our franchises are running together. VR and movies are becoming a thing. Desktops are disappearing. Laptops are becoming crazy powerful. We also talked about Netflix and where that's going. And we also talked about M. Night Shyamalan's movie career or possible future. And finally, we talked about the epic sci-fi adventure Frostfoot, written by Jesse Pennington. Please check it out on our website, TemporarySpace.net. There's 3 chapters out. The 3rd one just came out. We got a 4th one coming soon. As always, our links to our sources are in the description. And thank you for tuning in to the Temporary Space Network. I'm your host, Jim Lettuce, and I'll see you next month.